Yo, what's up, peoples? Movie 616 coming back at you live with another installment of my top 25 MCs of all time. Today I'm doing number 24, and this guy doesn't need too much of a introduction. Pretty much everyone's kind of heard him, probably the most famous person from the group. So I guess I'll just get right into it. Coming in at number 24, representing Oakland, California, one of my favorite crews of all time. From Hieroglyphics, none other than Adele, the Funky Homosapian. Thought I'd show the skateboard first. Just bought this. I've not just bought this, but I've had this for a long time. Yeah, it's kind of cool. I thought I'd show that off. Adele, the Funky Homosapian, coming in number 24. And yeah, doesn't really need a lot of introduction, you know what I'm saying? Just one of my favorite MCs of all time. We'll start off with his debut record. I Wish My Brother George Was Here. Everybody knows the song Mr. Dabalina. It's classic, right? You know, Del being Ice Cube's cousin. I think Ice Cube did some production on this record, I believe. It's been a long time since I've actually listened to this album, but yeah, I mean, you can actually tell the Cube production on this record. It's kind of got that America's Most Wanted feel to it and stuff like that. So really cool album. Dr. Bombay. That is such an awesome record. Man, this hat's getting all worn out. It's too big for my head now. Sorry. Pissed on Your Steps. Man, everything about this record is super dope. What an awesome debut by Adele, the Funky Homosapian. Actually, at the time, Hieroglyphics Records wasn't even around. So this was an Electra record, major label, but. Awesome stuff right there. This is probably my favorite Adele, the Funky Homosapian album. No Need for Alarm. This is straight up old Hieroglyphic stuff right here. You know, the album starts off with You're in Shambles. It's like one of my all-time favorite tracks by Adele. Just love this track. Actually, every song on this album is just fantastic, representing or featuring most of the Hyro crew. It pretty much is on here. You know, the guys from Souls of Mischief and stuff, and Casual. Awesome stuff. If you do not have this record, this is a personal classic. I don't know if people would consider it actually a classic record, but definitely a personal classic. Yeah, if you don't have this, this is one I definitely recommend getting. And then coming into Adele's third release, this album right here was I think a lot of people weren't feeling this album a whole lot because there was quite a few years in between albums. I think this was 93 and this was 2000, right? So actually he did release Future Development, I believe, came out before this album, but there wasn't like an official release. It got officially re-released like a couple years after this one, I believe. I think I'll get to my story with Future Development in a minute, but this is the album with If You Must. I think it was featured on quite a few video games and stuff like that back in the day, and I think this album's pretty cool. I think Adele comes raw on this record, man. Jaw Gymnastics is awesome with Casual. Skull and Crossbones, Drinking and Driving song is pretty funny. Pet Peeves, Press Rewind. There's lots of really good tracks in here. I think a lot of people weren't feeling the beats as much, but I love Adele on this record. I think it's really dope. So then getting back to Future Development, which is super rare and hard to find right now. I used to have a copy on CD. One of my buddies from Vancouver actually borrowed it, and I never saw it again. So, and I never really thought anything of it at the time. I thought maybe, you know, I'll just pick it up later, not a big deal. It went out of print like super fast after it was released. Didn't even realize, a couple years later I went to go pick it up and I couldn't find it anywhere, and it sells, you know, $40-50 now everywhere. And I love Future Development, man. Lyric Lickin', man, everything about that record is so dope. It just pisses me off to this day I don't have a copy anymore, but what do you do? So get into Deltron here, Dan the Automator's production. Everybody knows about this record, Deltron, the 3030 record. Just classic stuff. Every track on this record is just so unique and different, and Dan the Automator's production was definitely way ahead of its time. I wish he would, you know, I don't know what's really going on with the Deltron 2 record that's coming out. I don't know who's doing the production or not, but I'm in too up on that. But everybody knows about this one. If you're a Adele fan, you know that Madness, Mastermind, you know, Love Story, Battle Song, 33, everything, Positive Contact, everything about this record is just unique, cool sounding, just awesome stuff. Definitely recommend getting this one. Here's the Elector Years kind of compilation greatest hits. Not really greatest hits. It's got a lot of more B-sides and remixes and stuff on. This is actually worth getting. It's got some really cool remixes and stuff on here. I would definitely, if you're a Adele fan, definitely recommend getting this. This is actually got some pretty, like I said, pretty cool remixes, Mr. Dobalina remixes and stuff. And I don't know, it's got Made in America. Pretty cool stuff right there. And getting into some later Adele stuff here. Here's an album that I think was delayed, what, 4 or 5 years, something like that. I had this on pre-order from undergroundhiphop.com. I remember back in the day, and they actually had to refund my money because it got delayed so many times. I ended up finally getting it after a couple years or whatever, and the 11th Hour, I actually can't believe I waited this long for this piece of shit. This album sucks. It's got to be Del's worst work to date. I don't know what is up with this record. The beats are horrible. Del sounds super lazy on this record. For an album that was delayed that long, I don't really understand what the hell was going on with it. This was his definitive Jux. Sorry, his Def Jux release, and I don't know. I didn't mind Bubble Pop on this record. It was okay, but overall this record's not very good. I don't recommend this. And then getting to a record I wasn't really super stoked about. I don't really like Tame One's solo stuff that much. I'm a huge Artifacts fan, though. Him and Elvis Sensei are just fantastic to me together. And then Del and Tame One did a record called Parallel Universes, produced by Pharrell. And this album surprised the shit out of me. I gotta say, man, this is some really good stuff here, man. They worked very well together. Beats were cool. It's a very unique sounding record. I definitely recommend this album if you do not have this or whatever. It's still probably pretty easy to find, but yeah, this has got some pretty good songs on here, man. It's short, 11 tracks, but definitely worth picking up. And to Del's latest kind of release, a couple of these releases, the Automatic Static and the Funk Man, were actually released digitally for free a couple years back, and then he came out with the Golden Era. It's actually a triple disc album, and there's the other 2 album covers. This you can actually buy for super cheap. I remember getting this like $12 or something. It's not bad. I don't mind. They're all 3 of them. Is, you know, it's Del and his later, you know, kind of, keyboard beats and stuff like that. But I actually don't mind some songs off all 3 of these records. Not bad. Yeah, I mean, whatever. It is what it is. It's okay. Cheap for 3 CDs. So yeah. So that's my Del the Funky Homosapian. I didn't show any of the hieroglyphic stuff. I just wanted to show the solo records because, I get into the hieroglyphic stuff that he's part of is just ridiculous, but that'll be part of my group stuff, because obviously hieroglyphics can be on my favorite group countdown somewhere in the list. Won't spoil that, but yeah, so that's Del the Funky Homosapian. Definitely worth getting. Most of these records I don't, like I said, do not get the 11th Hour. That album was terrible stuff, but yeah, so number 24, Del the Funky Homosapian, Mood 616, coming at you live once again. Thanks for watching. Number 23 will come up in a couple of days whenever I get to. I'm just busy with work. My hours are really weird right now. But yeah, so Mood 616 signing off. Thanks for watching. Peace.